Just picked up State of Decay 2, looking to get ahead and survive. In today's video, I'm going to give you some of the most important tips and tricks you need to know when getting started in this apocalyptic game. Searching and looting structures is by far one of the most important things to this game. Not only will you find helpful items to craft, give you stamina, but you will find rucksacks like the one I have on my back, which brings much needed supplies to your community in a time of need. While you are searching, if you hold your left shift, you can speed it up, but as you can see, you can also make a whole lot of noise by doing so, which is going to bring in the zombies, so be prepared. Sometimes faster is not necessarily better. Vehicles are a wonderful tool. As you can see, it gives you many options in your fight with the zombies. But take care. The more zombies you hit and the more damage your vehicle takes, you're going to have to use a repair kit. Now, there are certain vehicles out in the world that are better suited for this. As you can see, the one I'm currently in has all kinds of benefits and can certainly take a hit a lot better than some of the stock vehicles you find. Now, any vehicle that you do come across in the world, you can upgrade if you find the kits. Now, some of these vehicles have certain advantages along with zombie hood ornaments. But as you can see, looking in the back of this car, we have 4 slots to store items. Looking in the back of this van, oh yes, we have 8 slots. Definitely something you're going to want to consider when you pick up these vehicles. There is no limit, as far as I'm aware, as to how many vehicles you can have. And as you pick them up and you decide which ones to use, bear in mind all we've talked about here, but also future upgrades and what they can possibly hold. Now, some of these vehicles are better on fuel. This one's seen better days. Some of them have more seating capacity, which you do want to keep in mind. But also some of them offer more protection, like that old tank right there. Other than the fact that you can store items in the back, but when you return to base, if you park in one of the designated parking spots, you can go into the trunk or the bed of the truck and click the items directly to your storage. This saves an awful lot of time. Moving on to your base. When you first get set up, there's a few things you need to know to make your journey that much more successful. Around the base, you're going to see these marks on the ground. There's one in the front, if you're starting in this area, and 2 in the back. Now, as you can see, I've already gone ahead and set up the infirmary, which leads me to my first suggestion. You will need an infirmary for all kinds of reasons. One, if you get infected by the plague, this is where you treat it.
And right now, we're flickering hard.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt. Two, this is where you make all your consumables. As you can see, go in here, craft all your items. You can make bandages, painkillers. As I said, the plague cure. You can craft bulk cures. These are luxury items. And of course, you can divide bulk cures. All kinds of stuff you can do here. Definitely something you need to look into. As you can see, it has 1 plague treatment bed. It takes 2 meds per day, so you need to keep that med supply up. And it passively heals everybody in the community. Now, you can upgrade this right away, but we'll talk about upgrades in just a moment. Now, we're not going to go too in-depth into a lot of the facilities and what they do. If you would like to see that, let me know in the comment section, and I can put together a video on that. But we are going to talk about this right here, the command center. This is the hub of your base. Now, by simply clicking on the command center, you have a few options right off the bat. I highly recommend upgrading this. When you do upgrade it, you will get another outpost. I'll mention that in a moment too. However, going into the base management screen, you're going to get this view right here. Now, you can also get there by pushing B if you're on PC. That is your hot button. This gives you all kinds of information. Now, I'm going to cut to my current base on the current game I'm playing because it's a little further along and I can explain a little bit more about it. This is going to look different depending which base you've picked up and how far along in the game you are. But there's certain things you need to know here. Now, for instance, On the left-hand side, you can see all of our resources. Your food, your meds, your ammo, etc., etc. It's all very straightforward and plain to see. Your community shows you how many survivors you have, how many are currently working, as well as the amount of beds. Your morale is then displayed, and along with active effects, which you can elaborate on everything. But then you have your threat level. So your threat level is dependent on how much you have done to your base. All of these over here indicate different facilities. The more facilities, the more noise. The more noise, the higher the threat level. The higher the threat level, the more zombies you get attacking your base. Now, in this particular point in time when I recorded this, I am in the Church on the Hill base, and I do have a lot of defenses up. I've got a tower up top. It's gated in. It's a very defensible system. As you can see, there is 4 parking spots. I currently have 4 outposts on the side. Now you're going to want to look at expanding as many facilities as you can, like a workshop, for instance, especially in the game. However, with more facilities comes more noise. With more noise, as we mentioned, here comes the Horde. They're rolling in on us right now. Oh, I love that shotgun. 2 for 1, baby. And here comes a Juggernaut. So when this happens, you've got to be prepared to defend your base. It is one of the many base defense mechanics in the game, and it certainly is a lot of fun. This big guy does not like to go down. Fortunately, we got a lot of our survivors out here, and well, we were able to dispatch him without any casualties. But we'll talk about him in a little bit. Something in particular you're looking for in the world? Simply bring up your radio and take a look at all your options here. You have got tools at your disposal. Not only can you call for help, and this will bring your actual real-life friends into the game if they choose so, you can volunteer your services. Just a way to enable some friendly multiplayer. However, you can get medical advice. You can have a vehicle delivered to you if you find yourself stranded. Say you ran out of gas. One of your followers will bring one of your vehicles in. You can get supply drops. And one that I have used on a couple occasions, find resources and people. Now, you were given a list here, as you can see, and whatever it is that you might need, in my case, I need materials. There we go. Now, it cost me 35 influence, and you don't want to do this too often, but there we go. We've got people looking for it, and this will show up on your map, and just keep your eyes open. A very handy tool, and you definitely want to make use of it. As you can see, these have all come up now, and these are all spots that I'm going to now go investigate and add more materials for my enclave. While searching and finding these resources, you're going to come across a lot of zombies. If you were silent and violent and move in behind them, you can do all kinds of fun takedowns. Now, right off the bat, one of the things you're going to notice, there is quite a few different zombies in game. Some of them are more dangerous than others. Guys like this have the blood plague. If they infect you, you will need to create a cure, so take extra caution around them. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the more aggressive mobs in this game, and are a little harder to deal with. This is a feral mob that Sean Johns has been dealing with here, and he's almost done with them. But they move very quick, they are very agile, and they jump around. Make sure to focus your fire on them. Don't be shy to use your ammunition. Most zombies are very easily dealt with your melee weapons. But these bigger guys... This is the Juggernaut. This guy right here is a tank. He can rip your guy in half if you don't get out of the way in time. Don't let him get his hands on you. Keep a distance. Put everything you've got into him. If you have friends with you, everyone focus fire. Stay out of his reach. He does a charge move and can be quite fast in the middle of his charge. He also can knock vehicles aside quite easily and do a lot of damage to them in the process. Focus your fire, hit him as quick as possible when he's on the ground, run up, hit your control, click on him, get on top, and take him down with a kill. There we go, my friends. That's it. He's not that hard to deal with, but he can be quite intimidating, and if you're not prepared, you can very easily lose a survivor. Then we have the Screamers. When they scream, they will attract the enemy. Take a headshot and take them out as quick as possible. Otherwise, they are relatively harmless, but they must be taken down very fast, as they will call in all surrounding zombies. Now we're going to speak about Plague Hearts, a very important part of the game. They're very easily identifiable. As you can see here, there is a red mist emanating from the top. It surrounds the entire building, so you will leave no mistake in your mind where they are located. Now, when you arrive here, be aware there will be a very high presence of blood plague zombies. You will have to deal with them. And if your goal is simply to exterminate the plague heart, I highly recommend you clear some of the zombies around the outside before you go too far. Now, there's a couple things to note here. First off, when you attack the heart, it will call in all the zombies in the outside area, hence why clearing them is a good idea. We have a bloater here, 11 influence. That's a nice way to gain some. But there are other options with the plague heart and how you want to approach it. I highly recommend that you decide, do you want to farm influence or do you want to just clear the presence? Now, they do need to be dealt with, make no mistake. But how you go about it is entirely up to you. They are very susceptible to fire and explosive damage. So in this case, I'm going to use a C4. The C4 with one hit will destroy a plague heart. However, influence being such a big thing that it is, when you attack these guys after a multiple hit scenario with your melee weapons, they will, as I mentioned, call in all of the surrounding zombies, in which case you can systematically take them out to gain influence quite fast. Now, I will do a video on this. If you would like to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. But as you can see, boom goes the heart. One C4 gets her done. Deal with these as quick as you possibly can if you were looking just for straight progression, but I do highly recommend farming it. It is a fantastic way to gain influence. As you can see, blood zombies are abound. They're just absolutely everywhere around these things. Now, it's a good idea to take someone with you, whether it be a friend or a follower, if you do plan on farming it, if you do plan even just on a straightforward attack, as it can get very, very, very heated very quick, and you can get overrun by zombies, and you don't want to lose one of your characters. Lastly, I would like to speak about infestations. Infestations absolutely must be dealt with as they reduce morale in your base with your followers. By going in and attacking these infestations, not only will it boost the morale, but it will bring down the zombie presence in that area, make it a lot safer to move around, and so on and so forth. Now, be aware, in the top left corner, as you can see, you have a zombie count. It shows me how many zombies there are and how many screamers there are. There was 3 screamers, we've taken out 2. There is 1 left, and there are 7 zombies. When all those are depleted, you have removed and cleared the infestation. Here's the screamer. Oh, they stun you for a second. Pop them in the head, they're done. And that's it. Clear it as quick as you can. It is also a great way to gain a little bit of influence, as killing those screamers will always give you a bonus. Plus, a certain number of regular zombies gives you a bonus as well. Sometimes you have to look around and find out where they all are. They will always be within the proximity. Generally, you can find them without any real issue. Now, I could have went into more detail on this game, but I wanted to give you the tips and tricks to get you guys started, forewarned to be forearmed in this game. If you want to see more, let me know in the comment description down below. Make sure to join the Discords. There's 2 of them listed there. They're absolutely fantastic. Such a unique gaming community. Hit that like, do it with 2 hands if you gotta. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Take the little bell beside it. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I will catch you guys next time. All right. Yes, sir.